8. Repress and suppress. Reinforce.
A bridge must not upset the balance of the environment. It must either adapt to or indeed reinforce this balance.
Reinforcement.
The pull effect of a destination can be positively influenced by the introduction and reinforcement of pro-tourism policies that make a destination more accessible.
Resign.
I am writing to inform you that after much thought, I am regretfully resigning as a member of the Townsville Citizens Association.
Restrain.
"Oh boy," he shouted, unable to restrain his obvious joy.
Reprocess.
Reprocessing of radioactive waste has proved expensive.
Pave.
Starvation helps filter out those less fit to survive, so it paves the way for genetic variants to take hold in the population of a species and eventually allows the emergence of a new species in place of the old one.
Intense.
The road is paved with gray stones and offers less intense emotions than those imagined at the beginning. While it may seem like these birds are simply singing songs, many are in the middle of an intense competition for territories.
Intensity.
Color intensity also affects flavor perception.
Intensify.
With the monsoon season approaching, farmers prepared for 2 to 3 months of intensified rainfall.
Intensive.
Many industrial fisheries are now so intensive that few fish survive more than a couple of years after they reach adulthood.
Extensive.
His father owned an extensive library, where Turner became fascinated with reading about the behavior of animals.
Repress.
If we try to repress unpleasant thoughts or sensations, then we only end up increasing their intensity.
Suppress.
Plato is sure that the representation of cowardly people makes us cowardly. The only way to prevent this effect is to suppress such representations.
Suppression.
The suppression of disagreement should never be made into a goal in politics.
Oppress.
The government should not oppress the freedom of speech.
Oppression.
The people suffer decades of political oppression.
Oppressive.
Even in the most oppressive decades of the Industrial Revolution, people didn't give up their free will when it came to time.
Myth.
Myths were educational tools, passing knowledge from one generation to the next.
Mythology.
The Greek mythology shares a lot of similarities with the Roman mythology.
Mythological.
The wall was covered with mythological animals from the Chinese mythology.
Propel.
A boy riding a bicycle slipped on the wooden surface, hitting Rita at an angle, which propelled her through an open section of the guardrail.
Propeller.
The airplane was propelled by 4 propellers.
Repel.
Leaders who are irritable repel people and have few followers.
Dispel.
A lot of people find that physical movement can dispel negative feelings.
Expel.
We should expel the myth that technologies can resolve all our problems.
Compel.
If your cell phone rings while you are in a conversation, fight the urge to answer. For reasons unknown, most people feel compelled to answer a ringing phone.
Coerce.
The enemies surrounded the city, and the citizens were coerced into unconditional surrender.
Coercion.
Consensus rarely comes without some forms of coercion. The absence of fear in expressing a disagreement is a source of genuine freedom.
Overlap.
Suppose the red were painted as small dots. Similarly, the green could be painted as small dots on the same paper, never overlapping the red dots. From a distance, it would look yellow.
Underlie.
People seek relationships with others to fulfill a fundamental need, and this need underlies many emotions, actions, and decisions throughout life.
Underdevelopment.
Insufficient use of jaw muscles in the early years of modern life may result in their underdevelopment and in weaker bone structure.
Undergo.
Learning to ski is one of the most embarrassing experiences an adult can undergo.
Regain.
He underwent surgery and intensive physical therapy in an attempt to regain fitness.